Hello everyone, greetings. I am Lady Calamere and I am doing my 181st video. It will be on Lugh. Just a little announcements. I decided I'm moving. Pretty much had enough. And so I'll be packing and I'm in the midst of packing since my last presentation. And I'm looking to move to a nicer place, more up north. So if I slow down the presentation, just understand I will do them as soon as I can. I'm exhausted from packing, but let's get to it. Lugh, who is he? What is he? Lugh, who's pronounced modern times Lugh, even in Ireland, even by Irish pagans, but his old pronunciation from older Gaelic is Lugh, but now we call him Lugh. It was once thought that his name meant illumination or light, but now modern scholars and those who really understand his name know it is not light. Yes, he is a shining one. Yes, he deals with solar energy, but his name means to swear and to swear by oath or to bind by oath. Lugh is part Fomorian and part Tuatha De Danann. His father was Tuatha De Danann. His mother was Fomorian. And believe it or not, his foster mother, Taltu, was a Firbolg. So we have a god here, a product of he's born of two different races or tribes, of the Fomorian and the Tuatha De Danann. And his foster mother, who also raised and taught him, was a Firbolg, a third tribe. So we have a god here that took all the best of what they had, the Firbolg, the Fomorian, and Tuatha De Danann. As we know that Lugh is a jack of all trades, master of all. He is skilled in many things. All things. His father is Cian. I hope I'm saying it right, C-I-A-N. And his mother is Ethnu, who's a Fomorian. His grandfather was the champion and great warrior of the Fomorian. He was the one with the deadly eye that once it opened, he could destroy anything in his presence, sort of like the way Shiva could open up his third eye and annihilate anything in his presence. So it actually, to open that deadly eye, it took several of the Fomorians to push it open. And so he was a great weapon of destruction. He was pretty much like a Death Star, if you're a Star Wars fan. So anyways, Lugh is a god who was prophesied to destroy Balor, to kill him. And also part of that prophecy is that he also becomes a savior of the Tuatha De Danann. And then we have Danu back there. So his grandfather Balor knew of the prophecy. And when he was told this prophecy, he took his daughter Ethnu and locked her in a tower. trying to avoid this prophecy, but as prophecy would have it, eventually Han and Ethnu copulate, and she becomes pregnant. Now, Baylor finds out, so upon the birth, and she gave birth to triplets, 3 boys. It was ordered to take the boys and drown them, in which the 2 boys drowned into the ocean, but in many of the stories, it was either a druidess that saved him, or a druid, a woman druid, or Mananan, the ocean god, who saved him, in which he was raised. So he's like a foster father to Lugh, but so is Tautu. And Tautu was not just any goddess. She was a princess. So she was a princess. In fact, there was a area of Ireland named, or a town, Tautu, and now it's called Tell Town. So that its name has been changed. Now Lugh was supposed to have been drowned in the prophecy, but he does eventually drown. He does eventually drown. That's how he meets his death. The way he was, his brothers died, but that was done after he was 40. Later on, he becomes king, and he rules. Oh, he rules as king of the Tuatha De Danann for 40 years, until the sons of Kermit kill him, the 3 sons, as revenge. And I explained what happened in my Dagda presentation, but I'll explain it here in case you haven't seen that presentation on Dagda. Please excuse me, I do not have notes, or do I use a script. I don't roll that way. So Tautu is actually a really fascinating Irish goddess, and Lugh really loved her and really honored and respected her. And actually, Lunasa, many people make the assumption that it was a celebration for Lugh. That, oh, this is a time when we honor Lugh, or this is a time when we honor Lugh for marrying the earth goddess, blah, 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 blah. Lunasa, or Lunasa, as some people call it, actually comes from the funeral assembly of Lugh. When his foster mother died clearing out a plain for making a harvest, for planting, sowing the seeds for agriculture, it was such a great feat that when she was done clearing out the plains, as Brez had, under death threat, revealed on what to do, she does it. But because it was such hard work, and she is such a hard worker, her basically heart gave out. And as she was dying, she wanted Lugh to honor her through sports and games and festivities. So that's what Lunasa was about. It was a funeral to remember what the goddess did, his foster mother, for, for clearing out the plains so that they can sow the seeds, so that they can have a good harvest. So Lunasa was originally around a 4-week festival, which was celebrated during the last 2 weeks of July, and the first 2 weeks of August. So now on, it's usually the last day of July and the first day of August is recognized in modern times as Lunasa, when actually it was a 4-week festival. So that so and now it's just shortened in modern days, and I'm sure in some parts of Ireland people do it for 4 weeks. I would have no doubt that people would celebrate this, the pagans, for at least 4 weeks, or more than one day than what we do here in America. So Lugh, another thing I have to dismiss is people say he's a sun god. Lugh is the sun god. Lugh is the sun god. He's the god of the sun. He's the physical sun. No. No, and only partly true. He is not the physical sun. He is not just a sun god. He is a solar god. He is a. He. How can I explain this? He's only a sun god during some parts of the year and only some parts of the time. In ancient Celtic, you had 2 seasons, summer and winter. Okay? Now we have 4 seasons. So he's not a sun god all the time. He is not the physical sun. Yes, it is said that his face shined like the sun, so he must be a sun god. Well, if I say someone's drop dead gorgeous, does that mean if you look at them they're gonna drop dead? So some people just take words out of context. What it meant that his face was like the sun is that he was gorgeous, drop dead gorgeous. No, but he was gorgeous. He was always described as very handsome, and yes, he had blonde. He had light skin. He was blonde hair, blonde curly locks. So, and what? I mean, when you look at it, he's also a god of storms, and especially thunderstorms and lightning. Yes, he's also a god of that. He, like the Dagda, he is many skilled, but Lugh is great at everything. Lugh is a baker, a cook, a cup holder. He does blacksmith. He's a healer. He's a historian. He's a magician. He's a witch. He's a master herbalist. He knows how to curse and destroy. He's a warrior. He knows how to rule. He knows how to prophesize. He can. He's a smith, a carver. He's an artist. He's a poet. He's a great storyteller. He's also great in music. And back then, in that time, in order to be great music, you had to know 3 types of songs: one of sorrow, one of joy, and one of sleep. And he mastered them. He even mastered the harp to play, just like the Dagda, to play songs of sorrow and joy and of sleep. He knows about agriculture. He would just know things. He was the Stephen Hawking of the Tuatha De Danann. He was the Albert Einstein. He's the Neil deGrasse Tyson. He was the alchemist. He's a scientist. He was a teacher. He also knew about justice and law. I mean, this guy could be a judge, a lawyer, prosecutor, defending lawyer. I mean, this guy everything. Everything. Everything and anything he knows about. And one thing that he does is that sometimes he's quick to temper and he can be really harsh. And when he dispenses justice, he does it without mercy. So some people feel off-putting by this temperament he has. He doesn't play by the rules and he won't play fair. Yep. He does what he needs to do. He did what he needed to do for the survival to Tuatha De Danann when they were facing the Fomorians, when they were facing extinction. Because the first, okay, the Cath Moitura was, the Furbolgs was a power struggle. The Moitura of the second one was about survival and extinction. So when it came to the battle, he told the Tuatha De Danann, stop this silly, honorable fight. Stop the blow for blow. But it's time to fight dirty, and it's time to throw dirt in the face. It's time to fight fire with 3 times as much as fire. Not an honorable fight. He will fight dishonorably. In fact, Lugh is known as a trickster, and he will cheat, lie, and steal to do what he wants to get done, what he wants to do, and what is necessary. He believes in pretty much breaking the law. Geneva Convention? What Geneva Convention? There's they said there's laws of warfare. Well, that's out the door with him. So he does fight dirty, and he will do his enemies dirty. So when it comes to warfare, he will do what is necessary for himself and for his tribe. So that's another reason why some people are kind of put off by Lugh. But he is a god of solutions. If there's a problem, there's a solution. Okay? He will come up with the formula for the solution. And if you don't like it, tough titty. Lugh is not going to play by the rules. Lugh did rule for 40 years. He did. He became king. He became very important to Tuatha De Danann. But he wasn't always with the Tuatha De Danann. When he came upon their gates of Team Hare, which is now the Hill of Tara, he wasn't allowed in. Not at first. When he came to the gates, the 2 gatekeepers asked him, what skill do you have in order to... You have to have a skill in order to come in order to have even an audience with Nuada, who was the king at that time. I'm a blacksmith. We already have one. I'm a healer. We already have one. We have the best. I'm a poet. We already have the best. So he's like, I'm a cupbearer. We already have the best. I'm a warrior. We already have the best. We already have a warriors here. I mean, well, I'm an artist. Well, we already have an artist. Well, I cook. I know how to cook real good. Well, we already have that. I know how to do this and I know how to do that. So he goes, well, do you have a god that knows how to... Do you have someone in there that knows how to do everything. And you're like, no. But still, he was still put to the test. You know, he, Fichel, they had to pay like a precursor, an Irish precursor to chess, which he won. He had to do other things, which he won. And another thing that Ogma drew a flagstone, over the gate, and he throws it through the wall. And they're stunned by him. This guy is really talented. And not only that, he shows off by coming in through the walls and coming through the gate and fixing the wall, fixing the hole in the wall as, it's like the one up. That's what he does. He one ups everyone. Well, if you know how to do this, I can do it better than you. Watch me. And he will show off. He will show off his skills. He's not this humble dude. He has no problem showing off his talents. Now, in some stories he has 3 wives, but in many other stories he has 4 wives. And it looks like Joker wants to bother me and wants to play fetch. Oh, he's got to have a cat bothering me. So, Lugh has his weapons and his familiars. So, the animal spirits that are associated with this god are hunting hounds, especially greyhounds, as well as horses. Lugh's planetary power associated with him is the sun, and also he works well with Leo. He has his weapons that he has, and he has a boat called the Windsweeper, a boat of really extreme fast speeds. It's really of considerable speed, and I can't pronounce it, so I'm not even going to try. Now, he has a sword that he got from Manannan, his foster father. And this sword was really powerful. Not only could he cut an enemy in half, the sword, when pointed at someone, it made the person that's being pointed at, so the sword pointed at you, say you would have to answer the questions truthfully, sort of like Wonder Woman's lasso of truth. So when she puts the lasso around you, you can't lie. Same concept with the sword. Pointed the sword at you, you can't lie. He has a spear called Assal, Assal. This spear is, when he said the word Ibar and he threw it, it would always hit its mark. When he said the word Athibar, it would return to him, sort of like Mjolnir with Thor's hammer. Mjolnir, Thor's hammer, Thor. So, like the hammer of Thor, the spear would hit its mark and come back to him. In fact, the spear was bloodthirsty, that when it was pulled and ready for war, it just wanted to kill. It would vibrate for it. It wants to slay an enemy. It wants blood. It's bloodthirsty spear. His sling was bloodthirsty. He also had a Kluth Tamed, or slingshot, as we so his Asal is right here, and we see his slingshot, and this is the weapon he used to kill Baelor with. He took the slingshot and slapped him in the eye, and when Baelor's eye was lifted during the second battle of Moratura, he, the eye went back, drew his head, and looked at the enemies, looked at the Fomorians, and destroyed them. I mean, it wrecked them. So the Death Star was turned upon itself and killed the enemies. Killed the Tuatha De Danan's enemies. The sword was called, I think, I'm trying to pronounce it, Fragarak. Fragarak. The Answerer. Several horses he had, including Manannan's horses, and Bar, which is of the flowing mane, who could travel on the land as well as the sea. So this was like a really impressive horse that he had. Lugh is his tree that can be associated with him is the oak tree, and some also pine can be associated with him. Some people associate pine, and I think that's more of a newer thing to associate oak and pine to him. Now, there's also another thing, and it's up to you if you want to believe it, but in the Welsh Celtic, okay, the Welsh, they have a god who a lot of people really butcher his name. And if you're one of them, I'm sorry, but they go Lugh Gifts. Lugh Gifts. So, he is the bright one of the skillful hand, and he has blonde hair, and look at the name. Why? They're the same god. No, they have different births. They have different stories. They may have some things in common, but actually, his name is Tlw Tlw Gufes, not Lugh Gifts. Tlw Tlw Gufes. Tlw Tlw Gufes. So I describe him in a bit of context when I did Blow Thy With. When Julius Caesar, when the Romans came to Ireland, Julius Caesar said that Lugh was actually their god Mercury. That he was Mercury. But Mercury and Lugh, they have some things in common, but not even close enough for a cigar. Now they're two different. They're way two different gods. A lot of people like to say, well, he's the Irish Apollo, Apollonos, as actually he's called. No, they may have some things in common, but yeah, not even close enough for a cigar. So no, he's not Apollonos. He is not Mercury. But that's what the Romans did when they came. Oh, well, your god is really my god. I'll allow it. So, like Sulis, how she became Sulis Minerva when Sulis doesn't have a lot in common, too much in common. I mean, with Minerva, just something similar things, like how Boss was really Artemis to the Greeks, and you know how it goes, right? So, no. I mean, he did some things that Hermes does. But, yeah, it's different. Lugh's favorite people or the patron, he's a patron, pretty much. Well, he's the god of all the skills, so I guess that's pretty much unfair. So no matter your skill, unless you're just a lazy fuck watching TV and playing video games all day and doing nothing with your life, You wouldn't be one of his favorite people. Lugh is far from lazy. He is a hard worker. He works. This god did not become skilled by being lazy assed. He's not about sitting all day long and living a life of luxury. So yes, he does deal with wealth. He does deal with money, but he also deals with a trade. So you could be a doctor. You can pray to Lugh. Lawyers, judges, police officers, firemen, uh, EMTs, paramedics, veterinary technicians, veterinarians, psychiatrists, teachers, all skill. All skill. And he enjoys what he does. He doesn't do it because he has to. He doesn't get up for the daily grind from 9 to 5 because he has to. He enjoys what he does. And he does it very well. This guy has an impressive resume. I think in some ways, some people wouldn't hire him because you have too many qualifications. You're overqualified. Well, that would be Lugh, overqualified. You know. Yeah, his resume is extensive. So he is a god of teachers and students. He likes those who want to learn. He likes those who want to work. He likes those that achieve things, even if you're disabled. If getting up and even cooking your breakfast is a chore for you, Lugh's proud. Lugh's proud of that. If learning how to walk again is an achievement for you, Lugh is proud. If you had a stroke and you had to relearn to do 2 plus 2 or elementary math and you're doing it, Lugh is proud of you. So even if it's just getting up and living and not wanting to give up, Lugh is proud of you. That's how Lugh rolls. Because some people, living is a chore. Some people just taking a breath of air each day is just like conquering that day. Just to be able to get up and breathe. Just living that next day for whatever reason. Lugh is proud. Lugh is very prideful. He is a boaster. Oh, yeah. He's very gregarious. He will talk to you. Yeah, but he expects you to listen too. And Lugh is like, if he gives you solutions, and then some people, like, no matter how solutions you give them, you can give them 10 solutions, they'll come up with 50 problems. You give them 50 solutions, they'll come up with 100 problems. You give them 1,000 solutions, you'll come up with 1,000,000 problems. It's like, what the fuck? He can get really pissed at that. If you always confused and not listening, and you just want to go on with your shit and the victimology shit, Lugh can get really pissed. You know? So, yeah, Lugh is ferocious in battle. But again, he does what he needs done. He's very smart. He's very charming. He's as charming as Joker is annoying right now. Right, Joker? You're annoying. He's trying to knock over the camera. So, Lugh is said to also play the harp. One of his birds that definitely associates with him is a raven. Lugh chooses his father's people over his mother's. And Lugh also didn't forget about how Baelor ended his brothers' lives. Lugh did not forget about how Baelor wanted him dead. Lugh is also some people say he's the inventor of Finchel. He's also said to be the one to teach people how to ride horses. In fact, he even invented horse racing and other sports and games. He is said to be the inventor of that. When Christianity comes, post-Christianity, some of his sacred functions were given to St. Patrick and St. Luke. Not surprising at all. So Lugh Lugh goes after Indech, who's the king of the Fomorians. Baelor wasn't the high king, Indech was. That's another mistake that people say, that Baelor was the high king, the high chief of the Fomorians. No, it was Indech. I think it's Indech. So in some of the stories I learned, that Lugh kills Indech too. Brez was a horrible king. He took the throne when Nuada got his arm sliced off in the previous battle. And no king can rule missing a limb. So, sorry, but you need to step down. And Brez took the throne, and he was cruel king. He enslaved the Tuatha De Danann and gave them menial work and also starved them. He overtaxed them and brought all the stuff that they had, the food and everything, to the Fomorians. And basically the Fomorians were the masters. Brez, who was part Fomorian, took the Fomorian side. And he knew what he was doing was wrong. He was an asshole. He was considered the worst king there ever. He wasn't very popular. So when Nuada got his hand back and got like a silver arm, he's the one, the little bitch Brez goes to the Fomorians and raises an army. He was all out war then, because the Fomorians had a lot to lose. So it's time to annihilate them like roaches. It's time to annihilate the Tuatha De Danann like they were roaches, to exterminate them. So, anyways, I'm gonna be jumping a little bit from here. I'm really exhausted, but I really wanted to get this out to you, and I really wanted to honor Lugh, because before I pack him up. So he's gonna be packed up as soon as I can. I don't want to leave statues behind and stuff. But of course, my most important ones are my kitties, right, Joker? You guys got my heart. My statues and books are always important to me, but you know what? I can't replace my kitties, no matter how I try. I can look for 1,000,000 kitties, and I'll never find one like you, Joker, right? Give you a kiss on your nose. A kiss on your nose. Anyways, I got a little distracted. Sorry, Lugh. Gotta concentrate. I'm trying, Lugh. I'm trying. Give me some credit. So, Lugh Brez was spared. You know, he asked, because you have to ask sometimes Lugh 3 times in order to get a positive answer, because sometimes he'll deny you, so he has to be asked 3 times. Sometimes he'll deny you. So after the third request, Brez told Lugh about agriculture and what to do and how to do it. So he was spared for a while. But Lugh had an axe to grind with Brez. He really does. So after, Taltu dies and crops are built, what was done was that the cows, I forgot which one ordered the cows to be, covered in ash, then singed. So 300 red cows. So then, and cows are female. Bulls are male, cows are female. And then you have heifers who are female but haven't given birth, or only given birth 1 time. But anyways, calves are baby cattle. But so these cows were made, and Lugh casts a spell on them to make them, moo and make them look real. And he fills them with bog water, like this red liquid. And then Brez has a geesh. If you offer him hospitality, he can't refuse. A geesh is a taboo, which some of these taboo can be from either losing honor, losing face, to becoming injured, to have bad luck, or even fucking die because of it. So milk was milked. I mean, the cows, these wooden cows were milked, and it was a red liquid. But Lugh said it was a special milk. You gotta drink all these pals. Well, Brez couldn't refuse, so he drank it, and off to sleep he went and never woke up again. Close your eyes, Brez, because now it's time to die. So he dies. Lugh again shows his trickery. During the battle, when there was a great battle, you see, because the Tuatha Dé Danann saw something in Lugh. They were going to go to war with the Fomorians. They needed someone who was as crafty as him, who could bring something to the war room and guide them. And in fact, they didn't even want Lugh to fight. They kind of like gave him something to, a sedative, and try to bind him. But when Lugh realizes that the Tuatha Dé Danann were fighting blow for blow, and they were having to fall back, Lugh charges. And he actually does a war dance, and it's a magical dance that I would be very stupid to not mention this. And this is why sometimes it's compared to Indra, because of the storms and because of the war dance and because of his, being a king. And same thing with Zeus, aka Zeus, because of the storms and the war and being a king. Well, he does a dance just like what Zeus did, just like what Indra did. Lugh dances, he does this magical dance, he does this enchantment. He dances, he hops on one leg, he puts one arm behind his back, and he closes one eye, and he does this magical chant. I mean, and he hops around the battlefield, and he tells the people to fight dirty. This is not about honor. This is not just about power. This is about fucking being able to stay alive. Because the Fomorians wanted to exterminate them. And probably a few keep them as slaves or sex slaves, whatever. But it was about a matter of not being exterminated. So yeah. Lugh is also known as a master of skills, the shining one. Lugh Lamfada, Lugh of the long arm. Some people think, oh, because his arms are really long and lanky. No, Lugh the long arm comes from two things: him being able to throw the spear, and also holding a long sword. So Lugh Lumfada is Lugh of the long arm. Many locations across the land of Europe were had names after him. You have in Ireland County Louth, you have Loch Lugh, and that's actually where he was drowned at. So that's how it got this name, Loch Lugh. Lugh is also a god of dealing with the underworld. He also deals with the She, and also his victory over the spirits of Tir na Nog, which is the Irish other side. You know, dealing with the land of the She, and the land of the ancestors. So Lunasa today, this holiday, was taken over and called Mountain Sunday and Garland Sunday. You know how they like to take our sacred sites and our sacred holidays and our sacred deities and do whatever the fuck they want to do with them. So, what else can I say about Lugh? Lugh is a great teacher. He's a great problem solver. He's a good one when life seems to be slipping out from beneath you. He is solar, but he is not sun god. So Lugh, one of his wives, some say it's Naze, some say Burach. Yeah, Kermit slept, the son of the Dagda, slept with one of his wives. And in real, like I said, he can go to 0 to 60. He killed Kermit. However, Dagda didn't take revenge out on Lugh. He was angry, but he took his spotty son and he traveled towards the east, and there he meets, three men who were fighting over the inheritance and deciding who gets what. And there he comes with the staff in which he used the smooth end to bring back his son Kermit. But that didn't matter to the sons of Kermit. Macret, Macgreen, and Maccoul seek revenge. Lugh is basically hunted down by them, and down near the hill of, it's in Central Ireland. He escapes, but only to be drowned in the nearby Loch Lugh, which eventually his body is recovered and he is buried beneath the cairn on the shores of the loch. Other versions of the story say that Lugh's tomb is in Newgrange, Burg na Boyne, in County Meath. So the brothers of Kermit basically divide Ireland between themselves after they killed Lugh, the king. after he raised, for 40 years. For 40 years. Lugh is a god of vengeance, too. Oh, yeah. And he believes vengeance is a dish best served cold. Or maybe a steaming pot of metal thrown in one's face. Oh boy. Yeah, he's vindictive. Lugh is vindictive. Now, because of that, some people say that the Dagda and Lugh should not be put together, and da 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 da. If you honor Lugh, you should honor Dagda, and if you honor Dagda, blah blah blah, you should honor Lugh. Yeah, it doesn't work that way. Some people do not feel comfortable putting Lugh right next to the Dagda, because they did have their squabbles sometimes. And because of what happened to Kermit, but Dagda brought him back. But his sons never forgot it. And that's why they hunted down Lugh. So they weren't impressed. Macquil, Macgreen seek revenge. So basically, this multi-talented god, who had the best of the three worlds, who knew the best of the three worlds of the Furbolg, the Fomorians, and the Tuatha De Danann, was later drowned. The way Balor wanted him to die, through drowning. Talk about prophecy, right? Lugh avenges his father because, there was a celebration of festivities, and his father was late, and then, he later discovers his father was crushed to death, and the earth around it told Lugh what happened and who did the terrible deed. So Lugh goes after the three brothers, Brian, Icher, and Ukarba. Hope I'm pronouncing it right. The three sons of Turin. And he gives them these quests, sort of like Heracles' quests, where they have to travel far and wide to get a certain puppy or to do certain things. And this was basically to have them killed. And they were supposed to, go to this certain hill and give 3 shouts, but this hill was protected by warriors who swore an oath to make sure it was called the Hill of Silence. And they were gone damn well, if you tried to scream on this hill, they will kill you. So he gives these impossible tasks. A series of tasks. And 2 of them die in a battle, in which then Brian is killed by Lugh. And the 3 brothers are buried together. So, yeah, he knows how to plan revenge real good. He's a great planner, by the way. Did I tell you that? Oh, I'm just being distracted right now. My baby. The Joker's here. So, what else did I not say about Lugh? Colors. For like war, you want to use red. You can use green or even gold. I chose this. And also, did I say that he's a master astrologer? Oh, yes. He's a god of the occult. He's good to help you with divination and scrying. He's good to help you empower yourself in ritual and believe in yourself when no one else fucking does. He's the one that tells you not to give up on your dreams. To believe in yourself I think of that song, Suicidal Tent by Suicidal Tendencies, called You Can't Bring Me Down. That's every concert they do. They always opened up You Can't Bring Me Down. They always open it. And basically that's what Lou would tell you. You can't bring me down. You should tell you, believe in yourself. So what if someone doesn't like it? You know. And as the song says, I'd rather feel like shit than be a piece of shit. So, even when bad things are happening, is to believe in yourself. So he's a good pep talker. Lou is a good therapist. But if you need therapy, please see one. Okay? Don't say, well, Calamere says Lou is a good therapist, so I don't have to go to therapy or a psychiatrist. Lou can do it all for me. God helps those who help themselves. Yeah, I know that's an old Christian thing. God helps them who helps themselves. But it's true. His wives, 4 wives are given. Nes, Brach, Boy, and Englik, or it's also Ektak, but Englik, it's spelled as ECHTACH, as well as E with a hyphen over the E, the father, so it's E and GLIC. Lugh can help you with success. He is a god of success. But he also teaches when sometimes you gotta fight dirty. So he does things like Odin will do. Or he will do certain things. I wouldn't go as far as Loki, but he is a trickster. So he does like sometimes a good laugh. He does like comedy. He does like a good joke. He could be very serious to very lighthearted. And it all depends on his mood. So he was actually called Lugh Samil Danach, meaning skilled in the many arts and crafts. So he has a lot of titles, and Lugh was a title, because, Lugh is known as a savior. He's a savior god. Praise Lugh! Praise Lugh! Can I get an amen? Praise Lugh! Who's gonna save you, baby? I had to do that. No, he's a cultural hero, an Irish cultural hero. He is perhaps even one of the most popular and most famous god of Ireland, or one of the famous gods, especially up there with the Dagda. He was originating as an all-seeing, all-wise deity. And later on, Lugh was thought to be actually a historical figure. So Lugh reigns of 40 years of peace and prosperity in the kingdom. He wasn't a shithead like Brez. He ruled 40 years straight of peace, freedom, and prosperity. There's another Celtic god called Lugus. Some people try to say he is Lugh. Lugh does deal with shining and brightness, but again, his His name is actually meaning to swear an oath by, or to bind by oath. Lugh was presented as very youthful and handsome and athletic. So what else can I say about him? Yeah, he is the divine king. In order to become king, of course, you have to marry the land. So, yeah, there's that, of course. In some versions, Lugh does have a sister. In some versions, Iblu. I hope I'm saying it right. It's E with the fada, so E with the father, which is a hyphen over the E. Bliu. So Manan MacLear was his foster father, who is a Celtic sea god. One day I want to talk about him. I don't know when I'll get to it, but I will get to it. So Lugh is just can really help with just about any problem. So what else can I say? Lugh, oh yeah, Proto-Indo-European root word Lewgh, which meaning to swear an oath by, or to bind by oath. So that's where his name is said to be from historians and those who studied him, and let's say that's where his name came. He was also called Ildanach, meaning the skill god. So people used him to swear oaths by. So I swear upon Lugh, I will do this. I swear upon Lugh, I will do that. And that's what his name came from, that to swear an oath by. And you better keep it. So, anyways, what else can I say about him? I think I talked a lot about him. His son, Setanta, who later on takes the name Cuchulainn, is his son. Cuchulainn. I talk about him with Maeve, a bit of Maeve, and I talked a little bit about him during the Morrigan. Cuchulainn is his son. I forgot to. And after he's dead, after he's drowned by the three sons of Kermit, it says he appears from time to time to even guide his son, Cuchulainn, on things. That he would appear. Even after his physical death, he would appear. From there in this story, and that's telling you he would guide his son. So again, he had he's like Jesus. He appeared after he was dead. He is the Savior. Oh, come on. It's funny. Well, I'm not being disrespectful. I'm not to Lugh. So Cuchulainn, and also his other son Ibic, Ibic. I don't know really much of Ibic, but Cuchulainn I do. So, anyways, I've been talking about an hour and 4 minutes. Jeez, I only feel like I've been talking about like 20, 30 minutes. I do have a book I do recommend. Lugh, Pagan Portals Lugh, Meeting the Many Skilled Gods by Morgan Daimler. Oh, it's www.moon-books.net, or just look on it on eBay or Amazon or your local pagan or bookstores and see if they have it. I do really, this is the only book that is about Lugh. So I really don't have permission. I didn't ask for it, but I'm not gonna go through it. But it's really, really good book. It really is. So it's really good. There's no pictures really to show you, but again, it's Lugh, Meeting the Many Skilled God by Morgan Daimler. By Pagan Portals. So it's a Pagan Portals book. It's really good. So I want to thank you very much for watching this video all the way through. Thank you so much. You're fucking awesome if you got to the last bit of this video. As I said, I really want to move. I've had enough of my neighborhood. It's just loud, noisy. This is something's just going on. It's just been for years. It's just been obnoxious. It's not the same anymore. So anyways, wish me good luck on the move. And if you like my video, I do not have a Patreon account, so I don't ask for 1 cent. Just please send some good energies at me and my cats. I accept, you want to do spells, you want to do ceremonies for me, you want to mention me in your prayers that night, go right ahead. Light a candle, send some good mojo my way, send some protection, and send some healing, and send love, and send all that good energy. I am open to it. Even if you see this video 10 years from now, I will still be open up to your energies. The answer is yes. You can do spells for me. Whatever good spells, protection, money, defeat my enemies. You could do that. Another thing that you can do is subscribe to my channel. That's a way to pay me. And also, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. That really helps the algorithm. Every time you watch this video, you watch it once, twice, 10 times, it helps the algorithm. So every time so that my message gets out. I really tried to pronounce the names as best as I can. If I didn't, I'm very sorry for my ignorance. I didn't mean to mispronounce names. I really try my best to pronounce the names of deities as best as I can. I know I have a weird accent because I live through different parts of the country, from north and south and north and deep south, mid south, north, up north. But let me know what you think of Lugh. Hit me up in the comments. I will try to answer as soon as possible, or at least react. I thank you so much. And Lord Maximus, aka Max Cavalera, who I adopted, my cat, is doing really good. He's still, getting used to everything. And it's sad we're moving because, I have to get used to a whole bunch of things. And, he's an old cat. He's 12 years old. I adopted him at 12 years. He's obese. He has FLUTD, which is feline lower urinary tract disease, and he's 12. He would have had a hard chance of getting adopted. And I saw his medical records and I fucking cried. of all the pain for over a month of treatment, being put on gabapentin, being put on this medicine, that medicine, to save his life. So he had dental work done on him too, and it just, every day was, for about over a month, was a day of pain for him. But he's in a good home, and I'm taking good care of him, and he's on a prescription diet right now, but he'll always have to be on urinary tract food. So, but right now he's only allowed to have prescription diet. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. Blessed be to all you, and I will get a new video out as soon as possible. Bear with me, and as always, blessed be.